This is Nightline.
Tonight, Super Bowl champ Richard Sherman, the latest athlete to report he's been burglarized. The scary moments when he says intruders broke through a window with his wife and children inside. This on the heels of break-ins at other athletes' homes, from Travis Kelce to Patrick Mahomes and NBA player Bobby Portis.
I had a home invasion and they took most of my prized possessions.
Are celebrities easy targets?
People were watching my every move. My house was definitely cased.
Plus, pardon them?
We're not perfect.
But perfect should be something you should strive to be.
Reality star Savannah Chrisley, once part of the wildly popular Chrisley Knows Best, now raising her own siblings and finding love while her parents are serving prison terms for bank fraud and tax evasion.
I do it gracefully. I look at children as such a blessing. It makes me a better person.
Why she says her parents were punished too harshly.
You've visited Mar-a-Lago and the White House asking President Trump for a pardon. What's the basis for that request?
And remembering Val Kilmer.
You can be my wingman anytime.
His versatility landing him dozens of roles, from Top Gun to Batman Forever.
It's the car, right? Chicks love the car.
And The Doors.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
Why he called himself blessed.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Ramos. Tonight, imagine waking up to the sound of breaking glass as intruders enter through a shattered window. That's what Super Bowl champ Richard Sherman says happened to his family in their own home. Here's Nightline's Ashin Singh.
This is the moment Super Bowl champion Richard Sherman says thieves burst through the window of his Seattle, Washington home with his family inside. The former Seahawk defensive back posting the video online earlier this week, asking the public for help identifying the individuals. Sherman also posting photos that appear to show one of the intruders holding a duffel bag and a gun.
It's a devastating thing. We all think we're safe in our homes, and clearly, sometimes we aren't.
His wife, Ashley, posting to her Instagram story, "The kids and I are physically okay. Very shaken up. Waking up to intruders outside your bedroom with a gun is something no one should have to experience." Sherman praising her, writing on X, "Scary situation that my wife handled masterfully and kept my kids safe."
Law enforcement, can they take with what they have, which is video? Does this entry and the way they came into this house and how they approached this burglary fit any other similar burglaries in or around the community where Mr. Sherman lives?
The King County Sheriff's Office said it's an open and active case and will use video and other evidence to build their investigation. Sherman's story making headlines after a series of other high-profile athletes have had their homes burglarized.
Back-to-back burglaries targeting the homes of two Kansas City Chiefs stars, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Last October, police say burglars broke into the homes of Patrick Mahomes in Missouri and Travis Kelce in Kansas, as their Kansas City Chiefs took the field for Monday Night Football.
Over the middle, wide open, Kelce again.
The two seen at practice, where Mahomes spoke out about the break-in.
It's frustrating. It's disappointing. I can't get into too many of the details because the investigation is still ongoing.
Mahomes gave a tour of his custom home in the Netflix documentary Quarterback, building it from the ground up after signing a record-breaking $450 million contract.
I'm here to be in Kansas City for the long term, and so I'm excited that I can say I'm a part of Chiefs Kingdom forever now, and that house kind of embodies that.
After Mahomes was targeted and the Chiefs about to kick off, police say burglars stole $20,000 in cash from Travis Kelce's home and damaged the back door. His girlfriend Taylor Swift was at the game, and afterwards, she and Kelce reportedly did not return to his house. NBA player Bobby Portis' home was also burglarized last year in November. The Milwaukee Bucks forward posting this surveillance camera video on X.
I had a home invasion and they took most of my prized possessions.
The break-in at Portis' home happening while he and the Bucks were on the court against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Bobby Portis is checked in. He gets a warm reception.
One of the big vulnerabilities for professional athletes that everyone knows is that their schedules are published. When they're playing at home, when they're playing away, it makes them attractive targets.
All three athletes were targets of 7 members of an alleged South American crime ring, mostly in their early 20s, according to prosecutors. Federal prosecutors say this photo shows at least 3 of the criminals posting with a safe and jewelry shortly after robbing Portis's home. Earlier this year, they were charged as part of a criminal enterprise accused of transporting stolen goods from the homes of those high-profile athletes, and others, like Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow. According to the complaint, the burglars had a clear and consistent MO, known to target high-profile professional athletes, while they're known to be away from home based on publicly available schedules. The first break in the case came in January, when Ohio State Highway Patrol officers apprehended 4 Chilean nationals.
Where are you guys headed to today, sir? Orlando? Wrong way. Florida's that way.
Inside their car, officers finding a shirt from LSU, where Joe Burrow starred in college, and a Bengals hat, both believed to be taken from the star player's home. Police say all the men were in the country illegally. A not guilty plea was entered on their behalf.
They come into the country with some sort of fake IDs. They use that alias to rent cars, to rent hotels or short-term housing. They pay cash for everything. It's very difficult, and it creates problems for law enforcement in tracking them.
The athlete break-ins, reminding people of Hollywood's infamous Bling Ring, made into a Netflix documentary in 2022.
It was like they went shopping in my closet.
The documentary, about a group of friends in their late teens and early 20s who broke into several celebrity homes in the late aughts, from Orlando Bloom to Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton, making out with millions in jewelry and designer goods while the stars were on red carpets or traveling. The Bling Ring story even making it to the silver screen in 2013, starring Emma Watson.
I want to rob.
Hilton allowing the cast and crew to film inside her actual home.
Oh my gosh, that's Paris Hilton.
And making a brief cameo.
She's here a lot.
5 of the members spent time behind bars, and 2 were sentenced to years of probation.
People were watching my every move. My house was definitely cased.
Former reality star Christine Quinn believes fame made her a target. For years, she put her lavish home and opulent lifestyle on full display on social media and in Netflix's Selling Sunset.
Need something bigger, and it doesn't need to be huge, just like 10,000 square feet at least.
After an attempted home invasion, Quinn said she believed the would-be thieves thought she and her now ex-husband were out of town. I sat down with her in 2022.
I had this eerie feeling. I couldn't sleep, and my husband couldn't sleep. And all of a sudden, we heard what sounded like a bird hitting the window, like chip, 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 chip. So he went to go look at the security cameras, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, Christine, there's 2 men with what look like guns standing right outside the window right now, 5 feet from you."
The couple immediately rushed to their baby's bedroom and called the police.
What is going through your head during this time as you're kind of watching in real time someone try to rob your home?
If they enter, they're gonna shoot me. The fact that I grabbed my gun with my touch print safe and immediately grabbed my family into my baby's room, I don't know how. I don't know how I had the ability to think that quickly, but thank God I did. We had triple paned the glass and they couldn't break it. And the dogs started barking, and that's when we heard them on the audio on the camera saying, "Oh my God, they're home." Then the police sirens come up the hill, and thankfully they ran.
What'll stick with you from that night?
How sophisticated these people are. They knew the layout of our house, exactly where our bedroom was and the closet was. To this day, I'm still taking measures to be safe, to be precautious. I don't wear my rings, I don't wear my jewelry, I don't wear watches when I go out anymore.
Quinn sharing her story as a warning to others.
I wanted to make people aware this can happen to anyone at any time, no matter, if you have 47 security cameras or none at all.
Our thanks to Ashin. When we come back, Chrisley knows best daughter, Savannah Chrisley, now caring for her own siblings while her parents serve stiff sentences for fraud and tax evasion. Why she says they deserve to walk free. Welcome back. Savannah Chrisley is a daughter on a mission, pressing for pardons for her parents who once flaunted their over-the-top spending on their popular reality show. She sat down with Nightline co-anchor Juju Chang.
You know Savannah Chrisley as podcaster, reality TV star, and now entrepreneur. We watched her grow up on USA's Chrisley Knows Best. Her parents, real estate business folks Todd and Julie Chrisley.
We're not perfect.
But perfect should be something you should strive to be.
The family now, of course, embroiled in a controversial legal battle. They were convicted in 2022 on multiple counts of fraud, tax evasion, and conspiracy. Together, they are currently serving 19 years in federal prison. And Savannah joins us along with her parents' attorney, Alex Little. Thanks you both for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Savannah, first of all, how are you doing? I know that since your parents had to go behind bars, that you've been raising your younger brother and 12-year-old Chloe.
Yes.
What's it like parenting them?
I do it gracefully. I look at children as such a blessing, and it makes me a better person. So I could sit and feel sorry for myself, but that does absolutely nothing for me. So I embrace it and do the best that I can do.
And you were telling me you even did drop off at college for Grayson. What was that like, the big dorm room experience?
I made sure it was like perfect, of course, my father came out in me. Then once I left, he goes to like walk out of my hotel room and he was like, all right, I'm gonna go. And I was like, all right. And I was like, I'm not okay. Like, I just broke down.
It's tough to be 20-something and parenting
It is.
Young adults. Alex, you represent her parents, and I know that you've been trying to get a new judge and you're looking for appeals process. What's the latest status of the case?
Yeah, so there's an appeal going on. We're appealing Julie's sentence. She was resentenced to a harsher sentence, so she won an appeal. The judge then decided to give her a lengthier period of supervised release, and so we're appealing that as retaliatory. One of the things the judge talked about was the fact that Savannah was speaking at the RNC, criticizing the case.
My parents were sentenced to a combined 19 years. I know.
And the judge, for some reason, thought that was appropriate to bring up at her mother's sentencing, and doing so increase the sentence. So we're concerned about that quite a bit.
You not only spoke at the RNC, but you've visited Mar-a-Lago and the White House asking President Trump for a pardon. What's the basis for that request?
I believe in law and order. There are punishments, and you should have to suffer punishments. But there were huge Fourth Amendment violations. There were, I would argue, Brady violations against the prosecutors. There was a lot.
I think the pardon process, the biggest piece of this case is there's no doubt if they had not been on television, they wouldn't have been prosecuted. And I think this administration is focused on ending that sort of weaponization of targeting people because of who they are. That's clearly what happened in the Chrisley's case.
And so let me ask you, just to be clear, they were found guilty of a bank fraud scheme and hiding millions from tax authorities. What information do you want brought forward to help win their freedom?
There was never a single loan document showed at trial that showed their signatures, that showed loss amount. And back in 2008, the world was on fire. Everyone was losing everything. And Dad was no different. He filed for bankruptcy, and the IRS agent actually lied on the stand, and we have an audio recording of her speaking to our accountant saying what I said actually wasn't true.
You visit your parents often. You've been quoted as saying they still haven't been able to talk directly with each other for 2 years. Your mom's health is an issue. How are they doing?
It's a struggle, and I struggle with the Bureau of Prisons because they love to put out statements and comments saying they want to keep families together. That is not their mission at all, because if it was, my parents would have already spoken after being in prison for 2 years.
Savannah, I know you're also trying to move on with your life as well. You found love with your boyfriend, Robert Schreiber.
He is like my absolute best friend, and I have so much respect for him. But we have like our own lives going on, and we have so much madness. And right now, our primary focus are like the children that we've had, because children are the future, and you have to invest in them.
But you've also been doing the podcast.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that, and what about future plans for perhaps another reality series down the road
so
for you?
Unlocked with Savannah was such a great blessing because it gave me a platform to actually speak the truth.
Be charged for this call. This call is from Julie. Hey, honey.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, what you doing?
And then I started a business called Good Girl RX because I am truly focused on the whole MAHA movement of Make America Healthy Again. And we're going to do like tailored vitamin packs and just focusing on truly healing yourself from within.
Alex, what do you make of those folks who think that appealing for presidential pardons in a way is short-circuiting the criminal justice system?
No, I mean, I think that the reality is the Constitution gave the president the power of the pardon. The president can choose to use that how he sees fit.
And anything else, Savannah, for you professionally coming down the works?
Gosh, we have partnered with Buna Murray for a new reality show. And I'm excited because it's really going to dive deep into our history, and it's going to cover a lot of information on the case that people didn't realize. And hopefully mom and dad will be home soon. That's obviously my number one goal. The last administration didn't have a problem pardoning everyone on the way out. It's really no different here.
Savannah Chrisley, Alex Little, thank you both for joining us. Appreciate it.
Our thanks to Juju. When we come back.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
No, but I like it.
He lit the fire of fans and critics alike in his spot-on portrayal of Jim Morrison in The Doors and so many other roles, remembering Val Kilmer. Finally tonight, we pay tribute to the late, great Val Kilmer. Here's ABC's David Muir.
Congratulations on Top Gun.
Val Kilmer was one of Hollywood's most magnetic stars in the 1980s and 90s. Iceman and Top Gun.
You guys really are cowboys. What's your problem, Kazansky?
A leading man who could play a wide range of roles.
You're everyone's problem. That's because every time you go up in the air, you're unsafe.
His big break came in 1984 with the comedy Top Secret.
My name's Nick.
Nick? What does that mean?
Nothing. My dad thought of it while I was shaving.
2 years later, playing opposite Tom Cruise in Top Gun.
You can be my wingman anytime.
There was a line in the movie that revealed the reason behind his nickname, Iceman.
That's the way he flies, ice cold, no mistakes.
He'd go on to play rock star Jim Morrison in the biopic The Doors in 1991.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
No, but I like it.
Light my fire.
Doc Holliday in Tombstone.
We started a game we never got to finish.
Batman Forever in 1995.
A man's got to go his own way. My name is August Christopher.
And a dozen different characters as a master of disguise in The Saint.
What are you staring at?
He would marry his co-star, actress Joanne Whalley, on the set of Willow. In 2014, he was diagnosed with throat cancer. He would continue to act, including reprising his fighter pilot role in Top Gun Maverick.
One last thing. Who's the better pilot? You or me?
This is a nice moment. Let's not ruin it.
Val Kilmer died overnight at the age of 65, surrounded by family and friends. In a 2021 documentary, his son Jack, narrating for his father, who had lost his voice to cancer.
In order to find each character, I've had to put a little bit of me in them and find a little bit of them in me. I have behaved poorly. I have behaved bravely. And I have no regrets because I've lost and found parts of myself that I never knew existed. And I am blessed.
He certainly did live a blessed and magical life. Our thanks to David. That's Nightline. You can watch all of our full episodes on Hulu. We will see you right back here at the same time tomorrow. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.